Hi there, so I just wanted to show you a feature that I baked into JSBin probably a couple of weeks ago now, maybe 3 weeks. Now it's come up quite a few times where people are writing loops, and because we have this live rendered output, the output panel here, if you happen to write an infinite loop by accident, it would hang all of JSBin. And the problem then is that it's saving your code as you go along, so it saves the code with the infinite loop in it, but you're then not able to get back to the code because the whole browser is hung to make the change so that you don't save the infinite loop anymore. So I'm just going to show you what's changed now. So this is a simple loop. I'm just going to open up my DevTools, so native DevTools here. I'm just going to bump the font up a little bit from 16 to 24. There we go. And if I just do Command Enter, it will output this console log into my native console, as it could do in the console up in the browser, and maybe I'm doing something in output, but I just want to show you kind of it working here. Now, what happens if I accidentally do I minus minus? Well, the loop is going to go into an infinite loop, and it would typically hang my browser session. So if this was running in real time, as I type rendering out to the output, it would have hung here previously, but when I run it now, I'm going to run the code, and you see it console logs out about 500 zeros, and then JSBin detects that this looks like an infinite loop. It's running way too tight. So it says potential infinite loop on line 1, so this line, and to disable it, you could do no protect. So maybe we were going to go down to maybe we're doing something that's in a canvas and actually it's just taking too long. The way that JSBin does this is if a loop is running for more than, I think it's like a second or something like that. If a loop takes more than a second to run, it will exit the loop, but it will continue the code. So if I do console log done, you'll see it actually continue. It'll exit out of this loop and step forward and continue with the code. And it means that you could have code that looks like this, which is, it's not immediately obvious that this is going to crash, and maybe actually you meant to do some other variable, but this is going to create an infinite loop because once it gets through j, I has always gone back down to 0, and immediately it says there's an infinite loop here, and the infinite loop is to do with this loop. So JSBin just kind of exits out of that. Now if you share the full rendered output, that code isn't going to be protected, and it will crash the browser, and whoever else comes to the page. But inside of the rendered output up here, as you're typing, so you can see as you're typing, it's rendering in real time, and it will block the infinite loop from running. Now it doesn't protect things like recursive functions, and there are certain ways to work around the infinite loop protection, and specifically if it's blocking a loop that isn't an infinite loop, you could just add this comment that says no protect, and it will just get rid of that kind of processing. But it's really cool for I've seen people do live demos and accidentally drop in a while true as they're typing it, and it hangs the browser. So that's now in JSBin. It's just part of JSBin. You shouldn't really see any difference, except that you can't hang, well, you shouldn't be able to hang the output panel. So thanks for watching. Cheers.